So how long did it take you to build your system? And can you tell us a little bit of your system right now as a trader? What do we see in your screen, or what do you see in your screen, and how do you do things? I understood that you try to follow the trend. You are a trend follower, so you don't want to buy the top back to the moving average. You prefer to wait the pullback and to get the exits of the pullback. Can you tell us a little bit about the process?
So I use like for example a lot. So there are different like strategies. Like one of the strategies could be intraday, the others could be swing couple of weeks, and then there could be months, etc. So for example, I can walk you through like some of the trades that I have open right now. So I'm short cacao. Since April, when cacao hit 12,000 level, and why I went short was for two reasons. So one reason was that because I've been trading cacao for many years, so I know in the industry people who are producers of cacao. So I called to the largest producer of cacao is a country in Africa which is called Ivory Coast. And I happen to know one of the guys who works in the industry there. So I called the guy, asked, listen, again, cacao is at 12,000. It was at 12,000. There was a huge pullback then, and we are again at 12,000. So tell me now, do you guys again this season have a problem delivering cacao? And he said, no, we don't have this problem.
That's it.
And so that was the one thing, and the other thing why.
Let me see the chart here.
and the other thing why I went like short cacao was that so I look a lot on the futures options market. There is an open interest of futures options contracts. And it happens to be such a way that when you look at the large block trades of options, then these large block trades come from like very large hedge funds who know more than any of us in this room know. So when cacao was hitting 12,000 in April, you could see that throughout like a few week time period, huge blocks of put options expiring in a couple of months were bought in cacao. So. And now is the question, who buys 5,000 contracts of cacao puts with a 3-month expiry? Definitely they are not some producers or hedgers or etc. This is like such a like cacao open interest for the front contract right now is 40,000 contracts in futures. So who buys 5,000 contracts of put options with a 3-month expiry?
Yeah. 3 months.
You call to the industry, you call to the, you look at the open interest on the market, you look at the seasonality because sometime in the summer the cacao starts hitting the market, and then you have like a very high probability that the market is going to go down, which it has been going down for like a couple of months already. And this is like one setup, like a longer few month swing that I do in this commodities market. Short term, for example, intraday, I look only 5-minute chart. I look at like key technical levels, like where there is enough supply and demand on the market. So on a 5-minute chart, the market seems to be diverting around this key supply and demand levels. And I look at that, okay, what is the underlying trend on the market on the 4H or one day chart? So the underlying trend in euro dollar, for example, yesterday I was just talking to Morila, underlying trend in euro dollar is bullish for a couple of months already. So then I start looking on the 5-minute for the pullbacks and look for potential entry points. Where the pullbacks usually end? Here's the question. In my case, what I look is this crossover of 200 EMA on 5 minutes of 200 SMA, because when EMA is an exponential moving average,
said.
it's much more reactive. So
Yes.
when the EMA pushes through the SMA 200 SMA, it gives you an indication that the pullback is over.
Yeah.
And you have a very high probability. Why? Because underlying trend on euro dollar is bullish. You see it on the daily, on the weekly, etc. The pullback on the 5 minute has reached a level which is a key level where you see that historically the last few weeks the market participants, large ones, enter with a buy and this sold. And you have a 200 EMA just crossed 200 SMA. So you have three indicators basically telling you that, okay, high probability that the market is going higher.
Let me ask a question. But before asking a question, I will tell you an interesting story about Illimar. My question will be what indicators you use on your graphics, because I saw a lot of clients that sometimes they send me photos of their setups.
Yeah.
And there are like 4 screens and it looks like a Christmas tree with a lot of lights and things coming and going. And it's interesting. And the first time I came to Madrid to see Illimar, he was like working in his office and he had just one laptop.
Yeah.
One laptop.
Oh my God.
No extra screen. The first time. The second time I came, he had an extra monitor, an extra screen. And he was very happy, but very, very happy. like a child when you gives them some gift, you know.
Yeah.
So no, man, look what Roxana bought, the assistant. I have an extra screen now. You know, I'm thinking about, man, this guy is trading, working. He has a broker and other companies, and he had one screen only. And he has now I can see charts and I can work at the same time. So man, it was like 2 years ago, and he trades for many years. And I thought, man, and I see clients that they are trading with $1,000 and they have a lot of screens and a lot of information. So in the end, my question is, how many indicators do you have in the graphic?
So I've used the last 15 years the same indicators all over. So
Last 15 years.
So I use volume and volume profile. I use EMAs 25, 55, 200, and I use also 200 SMA for the 5 minute that I just talked about crossover. I use sometimes RSI, very rarely, because it's like it creates a lot of confusion and oftentimes it's not correct.
Yeah, that's the point. That do you think that sometimes having a lot of information in the news and the graphics can make a turmoil in your trading idea, or no? It's okay to have everything.
So my setups are very, very simple setups. What I have, I don't need like a lot of indicators for that. I know like a couple of guys who have like 400 indicators on the same chart. You barely see the chart.
Crazy.
You can even see the candles.
But it's like my strategies are super, super simple. And what I've seen over the years as well is that like some of the traders that are more successful than I am, their strategies are also very simple. It's like in 5 minutes they can explain their strategy.
There is something very interesting about that. Jorge Paulo Lemann from the Ambev. He played tennis for many years, and he was the owner of the one bank in Brazil, Banco Garantia in Brazil. And he says that in the tennis, there is something called mucha ropa, poco juego. That it's a guy who arrives in the field to play tennis, and here's Lacoste. He's with the best racket. He's with the best things, the best. And when he goes to the field, it was like very bad player.
Yeah.
And you see a guy coming with an old tennis, a very old t-shirt, and playing a lot, you know? So sometimes I see the same in the trading, that you have guys with a lot of setups, a lot of things, and their strategy in the end are very bad. And when we listen to Illimar that he's trading for the last, I don't know how many years, And then he says, no, I have a very simple strategy. So it's very interesting to listen about that.
I just try to keep my trading like very simple and to not have interference and noise in my trading. Like,
Okay.
and if I have like let's say 300 indicators in the same time, if I have like 50 screens, and all these like lights and etc., like it would confuse me so much. So I'm just looking like on the markets when I trade, I look for very specific setups. I know over the years like how these setups eventually would play out. What's the probability there, and this is what I'm using. When there is no setup, I don't trade.
Okay.
And so this kind of the strategy helps you to avoid making mistake. When there is no setup, you can't trade. So I don't do this that, for example, gold moves up $20 and I just jump short. Why would I short it if it goes up $20?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So simplicity.